All right. What's up, guys? I'm back. It's the first week of 2024, man. I hope it's going well for you guys. And I have to be a little quiet because everybody's asleep. But let's just focus on the 2024 trading. And in this video, I'm really just going to emphasize how there's always going to be a good setup around the corner. I'm probably going to make videos on all of these, but I like this one because I didn't trade this week just because it was the first week of January and I'm still like getting my mind right for trading, and we're just gonna have to keep doing that every day. But I'm glad that I did it because now I'm able to see like, bro, there's really always going to be a good setup around the corner. And all these setups that I found this week, there's definitely like one or two questionable ones, maybe just one, but I found these setups and it's just like, bro, this is literally NFP week on the first week of January. Wait, this is NFP week, right? Yeah, man. It was NFP week. So, and we are still getting solid setups. We're just out of Q4, man. So, this is where I'm just going to emphasize it. So, first up is the GJ trade, which was on Tuesday, the first trading day. It's obviously after the hours, so I was being hesitant on if I should count this trade as a solid setup or not, but this was the only setup that was like given on Tuesday. So I like this one. You obviously have your break of structure. It's below yesterday's low. See, look at the 15-minute. It's a 15-minute setup too. I think that is why I showed it, because it was a 15-minute setup too. If you look at the 1 hour, look at the 1 hour, January 2nd. It's not really like anything conflicting with it. Take these off. It's not really anything conflicting with it. The other setups are going to be more important anyways, because they're at least like during the time. So let's just get into it. So this was the other questionable setup, which was it was a GU setup, and I thought this setup was just like way too low, and it didn't really give like a solid break of structure like this. I mean, it is a break of structure, but like, come on. And then we're just dropping from London session. Like, I think the setup was like very low. It's like no pullbacks, honestly, and we're just like super low. So I'm like, dang, we really getting like a somewhat pullback here, I guess. But I don't know. Like, it could probably go up a little more. Like, we haven't even had a pullback. And then I'm looking at the 1 hour, and this is very important. Like, you see how many consecutive red candles and how big they are. You're like, dang, so this is like huge. Like, there has to be a pullback soon. So that is what made me hesitant. I don't think I would have took this. I didn't take any trades this week, but I think that's what made me not take it. I would not have taken this trade. But if we're applying our new stop loss rule, we see that this candle closed below the breaker candle. I mean, it closed above it. So instead of a 11.2 pip loss, I would have made it 4.7 pips. It probably wouldn't have been like perfect, but as soon as it goes above, I'm probably gonna lose around 4.7 to 5.7 pips. Cut around this area because it did spike fast. So yeah, that is very important. Like, even if I would have took this bad setup, I would not have lost a full percent off of it. So yeah. Now here's the solid setups. This was on Tuesday too. So yeah, these two setups were on Tuesday. This is like gone now, but okay. So now we have Wednesday, and this EJ trade that I'm looking at, it looked like it was pretty high, but like at the same time, we're going with the trend. Okay, let's look at the 15. We're above the 200 on the 1 hour. We're not, but it's like nothing really conflicting with it. It looks like we're going up a bit now. You have a nice momentum candle. So this was really just a 5-minute setup, and the 15 was looking like, oh, we could probably go up too. So this was a solid setup. So we look at the first candle, it didn't close below. Well, it did close below the breaker candle, my bad. So I would have ended up closing it if it went under here. So that was the plan. And as you see, it didn't do it. And it ended up getting the 1-to-1 eventually. Lots of consolidation, but you know, if I'm being a robot and sticking to my rules, which I'm starting to feel more confident in, bro, like this would have been a dub. And you know, we have the breaker structure. We're going with the trend on a 5 and 15, a 1 hour. Not really, but you know, this is a solid setup. Like a minor breaker structure coming off this little zone, but you know, it's okay. Like I think this would have been a solid setup to take, and I would have took it. And if it would have lost, I would have only lost 4 pips, 4.3 instead of 12.6. So that's just saving yourself a lot with this new rule that I've found out. And yeah, we're going to keep this rule, see how it works out for the year. Next up, this was also on a Wednesday. You have a NAS trade. So I probably would not have taken it just because this one took place before. You know, already got my dub. But here you have your solid breaker structure. Boom. Broke these lows, went back up, and you could have targeted down here. This setup is definitely more cleaner than the one I just showed you guys. This is a very clean setup. So you see how it worked out. The 1-to-1 got hit. And then if you're targeting the lows or you're targeting like the gap to be filled, you could get a 3-to-1 or 2-to-1, whatever. So yeah, this was a solid setup. If you look at the 15, it's also a 15-minute setup too. You could say that, you know, we might be like a little low, but I like the breaker structure, and we're going with we're following the 200 EMA, we're following the 200 EMA on the 1 hour and the 15-minute and 5-minute. So like, why not take it, man? You know, like this is a very solid setup. And then if you look at yesterday's, you could have also targeted this, I guess. Maybe not, but could have got your 1-to-1. And yeah, this was a trade that worked out well. So again, this was also another setup that you can consider high, but I'm really looking at structure at this point because, you know, London session, we're going up and then we're consolidating a bit. And we know after consolidation, like it's usually going to be a breakout. So we had a minor breaker structure right here. We obviously didn't break the little consolidation, but you know, we're in New York session and we're breaking structure to the upside still. So I'm like thinking, you know, looking back at this trade, obviously like, okay, this is solid and we're above yesterday's high. So this seemed like a solid setup. I would have took it. See how it worked out. This is where the stop loss was. And boom. Get your 1-to-1. I think it probably went up for a while after this, but yep, you get your 1-to-1, 1.5-to-1, whatever. But these candles are riding momentum, so you probably could have just held it for a bit. You know, always make sure you ride that momentum. The 15, we're going with it on the 1 hour. We could say that we're also high, but like we're still going with the trend. And compared to this GU trade, which was just like straight up consecutive candles going down, this one actually has some pullbacks, you know. Boom, it just came off this 1 hour demand too. I didn't even peep that at first. So boom, we're coming off this 1 hour demand and we're still going up. So this was a solid trade too. And this is just showing you guys, man, it's always going to be something solid around the corner, bro. So always just remember that. You know, it's not too many, but you don't need too many. You just get your dub and you'll be done, man. Because you're not going to get like, well, on most days, you're not going to get like more than 1 or 2 setups a day. which is what I'm showing y'all. Like, this is Thursday. On Wednesday, you had 2 setups. On Tuesday, you had 2 setups. So Tuesday, you really had 1, because on this one, the time was like, it was after 11. So me personally, I would not have taken it, but it's still a setup that I just wanted to show you guys. And yeah, so now we have another NAS setup on Thursday, and the breaking structure isn't the cleanest, honestly, but just looking at this, man, and you look at the other time frames, let's see, the 15, yeah, it was also a 15-minute setup. Scale it down to the 5. Then on the 1 hour, we're also in the downtrend. This is like pretty low, to be honest. So like, this was also an iffy setup, but like, it's still breaking structure and it's low. But let's see, this would have occurred at 9:35, and this one that I'm about to show you guys occurred at 7:50. Wait, oh, this was on Thursday, and this one was on Thursday. So you would not have ended up taking this because you would already got your dub on this anyways. But this is just another setup to take into consideration. Like, you might want to take that risk on it. So let's just see. First candle, it closes above the break of candle. So if it goes above here, I'm taking my loss. So this would be a 16 pip stop loss instead of a 28, you know? So see where it goes from here. Like, you almost got your dub. You really almost got your dub. But boom, after that, it goes above here. And then you cut your losses. After that, dang, it's going back down again. But hey, you cut your loss. But what I'm thinking about this, honestly, looking back, don't enter a trade that I wouldn't be confident in re-entering. I don't think I would have been confident in re-entering this just because of how low it was and the breaking structure wasn't clean. And a breaking structure is the most important thing. So when you have that combo of like a breaking structure that's not as clean and we're pretty low, like this NAS setup that lost and this GJ setup that, no, not GJ, the GU setup that ended up losing. Like, looks like you just shouldn't take these, man. That combination of a setup that is low or too high and the breaking structure isn't that clean, hey man, might as well just stay away from it, I guess. But they could also win, you know, you could get a 1-to-1. But it is cool, like, how you can see that, you know, me making this type of trade, and both of them, honestly, I would have saved myself a decent amount of money on the loss. So yeah, now we have this EJ trade. I like this one. You know, we got the 200, we're under it, we're breaking structure, going back down to the zone. Nice solid reaction. You get the break of candle, it closes under it, so you would close if it gets around here, or I would, at least, you know, I would just keep that in mind. But let's just see how it went. Boom, it wins. You could have targeted up here, you could have targeted anywhere, man. Get your 1-to-1 and be done. But as you can see, there was definitely news at 8:30. That's NFP. So on NFP day, we don't even trade, but this would have been something that you can take just because it's not actual NFP time yet. You know, just get your 1-to-1. I think this actually went for almost a 3-to-1, but yeah, you could have got your 1-to-1 off this. This was a solid setup. And yeah, let's look at the 15. It's nothing really like making it seem like this is a bad setup, you know? Breaking structure. 15's fine. We're under the 200. The 1 hour, fine too. We are pretty high. But, you know, depending on the time of day, for me at least, I would feel more confident in these type of setups. But yeah, this is on NFP day. So yeah, just recognize that the setups aren't always going to be perfect, but there's always going to be a setup around the corner, man. So I didn't take any of these trades this week, but definitely good to just review trades and see like what's working and what's not. And if you can see like a repetitiveness in that, then you'll be more confident when you're actually in the market taking these trades. So, yep, that's what I have for you guys. Never forget, there's always going to be a good setup around the corner, man. Don't rush it. Don't rush it. Trust me. Trust. All right, guys. Let's have a good 2024, good first week. We're going to see how we do, man. Trading recap coming soon.